Warning. The following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. Coming up on episode 168, did he do it? Probably, but we'll discuss further in this week's show. 1,000 bottles? Diddy, what the fuck do you need 1,000 bottles? Anyway, National Toy Hall of Fame has released their nominees, and Transformers Robots in Disguise are back with their origin story in this week's movie review. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by...
I don't know if I have enough booze here to recover from this.
the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
Miss Prime here, coming to you with the newest episode of the Waffle Box. It's the original Waffle Box, the best part of Wednesdays. Coming to you all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. You love us because we do this, and we do this because we love you, accepting no substitutions. Producer Lathan, what's shaking?
Evening, boys. May I wish you both happy comic book day. And speaking of comic books, I think I experienced a first in my life. So I saw the latest trailer for Joker 2 starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. And I'm pretty sure this is the first time that I was looking forward to seeing a movie right up until the point that I saw the trailer. I don't want to jump to conclusions or come across as negative, but with that being said, that movie looks like absolute horseshit. Who the fuck thought, do you know what the world is missing? A Joker musical. Fucking asshats.
So I understand that it is not necessarily a musical. There will be musical numbers. But yes, this will probably and possibly be plagued with a sequel curse, whereas this was just supposed to, the original Joker from 2019 was supposed to be just a one-off, but $1 billion later, an Academy Award later, they're like, no, you're giving us a sequel, stupid. Like that's just how it's going down. So this is what we're getting. I was not looking forward to the previous Joker. I saw it and I was just like, wow. As much as I was not looking forward to that, you would have to suffer massive head trauma if you did not enjoy it or think
It was a good movie. It was a very good movie.
It was a very good movie. It was a very good movie. I was surprised by it. I'm curious to see what they do with this. Again, they did not want to make a sequel, but they had their arms. All right, man, we'll make a sequel. All right. You're gonna pay me more money. Oh shit.
Yeah, I did see a synopsis where it's like, I can't remember, what's the lead character's like the obviously the Joker, but I mean, what's his name in the movie? Because
I forget.
it's not Cobblepot.
Arthur Fleck.
Arthur Fleck, yeah, it was something like Arthur Fleck. Whilst his time in prison, he discovers the music that he always had inside of him. I was like, oh god, this looks that sounds horrible. But yeah,
we're getting it though. You know, it's weird. It feels like it's still like a year away. It's coming out in like 2 weeks though. We will be reviewing it. So
you will.
Yeah.
I won't.
Well, I use the royal we.
I'll just be sitting here playing stupid sound effects and waiting to hear if anyone annoyed you in the movie theater, because that's my highlight of your reviews.
We never got into it last week, but yeah, there was an annoyance, and I never got to it in the review unless I just blacked that out, which sometimes happens. I can report there is no theater discrepancy, a wet, juicy fart as soon as a couple arrived. We were the only 3 people in the theater at that moment, so when they're in the back and I heard, I was like, that's not your leather jacket rubbing against the vinyl upholstery. You just cut one.
Or maybe they
might be a little wet.
Maybe they were having a fun time and it was a front fart.
They literally sat down in their seats and I heard.
Oh, she might have been feeling a certain kind of way and got very excited for a new Transformers movie. And
oh my,
you never know. No, we're not here to kink shame. We're not here to kink shame. But what have you been up to, Kush, in this last 7 days? This wacky world.
I just ended my career with the Oakland Athletics,
Oh, they can suck a
broadcasting
dick.
wise.
Sell the team! Sell the team!
You know what? It's really sad, dude. Like, I mean, I was not stoked about the news because, like, forget about me, dude. I try not to go to Oakland as much as possible. That's a personal preference, and I'm blessed to do that. But there was a there was a long time when all the only work I had was in Oakland at the Coliseum and the arena. However, there are people there every day that are now going to be without a job. Day after tomorrow, we're tomorrow. This being the best part of Wednesday, tomorrow Thursday will be the very last game the Athletics play in Oakland. There'll still be 3 more games after that, but that's a road show, and no one will be a part of it. But yeah, man, there's like close to 1,000 people that are going to be out of work because of this, and it's fucking sad. So
Scumbags. Scumbags.
it's a shitty thing to do to all those people, man. Like, again, forget about the TV crew. The TV crew is going to be fine. They'll figure something out. But you got custodians, you've got the fucking security, you've got the ushers, you got the
Vendors.
people doing the concessions. Like, then there's the whole like support staff. Like, this is terrible. And there'll be work for some of them in Sacramento, but not all of them. No.
But on the plus side, silver lining, you did get to see the Yankees be awesome.
The Yankees swept the A's. That's not the first time I've seen that happen. Aaron Judge, that dude's amazing. He actually, for what I've seen of Aaron Judge, he actually didn't have a very good series, but that dude is wildly impressive. Like, I get why they're like putting him against Shohei Ohtani, who is also like a phenomenal player. Like, dude. Anyways, yeah. By the way, the Yankees broadcast organization, some of the nicest people I've ever worked with. So just like, I can't wait to work with them again. I worked with them earlier in San Francisco this season. Could not wait to get to this series. And then yeah, man, fucking killed it. Happy to pat myself on the back. Fucking killed it.
Good on you. Good on you.
Felt
Give you a
good.
little golf clap there. You get a little golf clap, Blaven. Give her one. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got 2 more games in me. They're with the Giants.
I got
and
2
they're the
more
last
games
2.
in me. I got 2 more games in me.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Whoop, whoop. Other big news before we hit the top headlines this week. It's fall. Fall is here.
Ooh,
It arrived with a slap here in the Northeast on Monday.
It was
with its
80
first full
degrees
day
today in San Francisco. That's unheard of, except during autumn.
Dude, no, here it was like on Sunday, where it was like technically it was the first day of fall where it kind of clicks in midway through the day, or I don't know how science works and stuff like that. But I was like walking around, shorts and t-shirts, sweating my balls off, walking around the city. And then the next day, it was raining, it's cold, hoodies were out. I was like, what the fuck? Is that literally like one day? Boom, fall is here, fall is here. Or autumn, as I like to call it.
It is amazing how like the East Coast actually has like seasons. I mean, maybe the rest of California does too, but San Francisco is just like, it's foggy. Maybe we'll have a warm California day. The rain is in February. That's it. That's it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Should we just get into the top stories, my friend?
Let's get in, buddy.
Let's
Please.
get into it. So, Lathan, if you could whack that music, it's now time for this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
Bubbles. I guess we have to talk about the elephant in the room. There was a certain someone that has been in a little bit of trouble, and he got taken into custody last week while we were recording, so we didn't get to talk about it. So it's kind of a week story, but whatever. But unless you've been living under a rock, Sean Coombs, aka Puffy Puff Daddy Diddy, he's been a naughty boy. He was arrested last Monday and is facing charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, we're not going to get into the specifics because nothing says light-hearted entertainment podcast than sex trafficking. But news broke recently because like back in March, I believe it was, that he had his house raided by U.S. Homeland Security.
Yeah, and as much as I didn't want to believe there was anything there to it, where there's smoke, there is fire, and we're like, oh man, what is going to come out of this? Oh shit!
Holy
Boy,
shit!
a
So,
lot.
alongside multiple AR-15 rifles, a large capacity magazines, law enforcement found more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant that were allegedly used in Sean's freak-offs. Now, that's all the detail we're going to go into this evening. But one thing I did see is, there's always going to be, whenever things like this happen, and I'm not necessarily against it, but some people are always going to stand by their fan favorite, going to stand, oh, I love this music and I love this, blah, 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 blah. And it's innocent until proven guilty, right? But you have to admit, even probably the most staunch, innocent until proven guilty, probably saw like the 1,000 bottles of baby oil that were found in his house and were like, fuck yeah, he did it. He did it. Jesus Christ. Like, there was that's like COVID
I don't know how
levels
you
of
explain
toilet
that.
paper stash. Why do you need that much baby oil lubricant, Diddy? You just have, if you need it, just send one of your assistants to buy some more. You don't need to stock up. Something weird is going to happen there. That's some fucked up shit going down, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
What's your thoughts?
my thoughts are this. It's crazy how this isn't a life he was born into or anything, man. Like, he wasn't groomed to be this weirdo throwing wild sex parties. 35 years ago, this guy was an intern at Arista Records, man. Like, he just, he started at the bottom like everybody else, booked the notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, and then started like snowballing into success. But then it's just like, how did we get to this? How did you get to this? What the hell, man? Like, these are some major fucking charges, bro. Bruh.
Bruh. This is like
Bruh.
one of those situations where I think it's just one of those that the ego. It's a crazy thing. Once it starts running away, like you start getting, I'm successful at this. I get away with this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. What can't I do?
Yeah, God.
And then suddenly, you're sex trafficking and chasing women down the. Do you just remember that? I mean, I don't want to make light of that situation, but where he was like accused of, what was it, chasing? Who was it? Who was he chased in the
Yeah,
hotel?
the girlfriend in the hotel hallway.
Yeah, and then he just like kicked the shit out of her in the hotel
I mean,
hallways, and
he
then
definitely kicked her,
he
and
was
it's brutal.
he was alleged to do that, and he sent out a nice Instagram post saying, "Oh, it's disgusting how people are trying to defame my character and blah 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 blah." And then
And
like
then
next
the video
day,
came out.
the video was, yeah, there's CCTV footage, Diddy. Like, come on, you're a smart man. Maybe you're not that smart. And then all of a sudden, that Instagram post was deleted, and he went a bit quiet. But yeah, he was arrested last Monday, and little peek behind the curtain here, Syrup Squad. Even though this is the best part of Wednesday, we release this every new Wednesday. We do actually record on a Monday evening, and for some reason, I've got a sense, I have a sixth sense of things, that this is one of those stories that crazy shit could come out at any second, every day. So by the time we actually release this episode, fuck knows what we find out about this fucking thing. So if there's some mental shit, like maybe like someone goes into his house and he finds like mannequin dolls dressed as like Justin Bieber and with like holes and things like that, like really fucked up shit, and you're like, why aren't they talking about it? That's why, because we didn't know at the time. But,
From what I understand, there's so many charges on his docket that like he's looking at multiple life sentences. Okay, like they didn't just like get him on like federal tax evasion like Al Capone. They couldn't get anything. They scrambled to find one thing on Capone, and they got him on that. No, like they got like 10 and 12 different charges on him where he ain't gonna see the light of day after this, dude. So I understand as of this moment, as of this recording, he's on quote unquote suicide watch. Um, it's
I'm
possible he's
surprised.
just in protective custody. However, it's it's a weird phrasing of words, and his lawyer has already gone out of his way to say, Mr. Combs is looking very happy and healthy and just determined to focus on his defense, and he by no means look like suicidal.
Basically, IE says if he dies, someone took a hit on him because he probably knows a lot. Like he did some shit, but I bet he knows some shit as well. And there's probably a lot of people who ran in the same circles are probably sweating bullets right now.
Well, so I believe they're on two separate coasts, as will happen, but I believe that I'm looking forward to is the wrong phrase, but I don't have a better set. I am looking forward to hearing about the knife fight between him and Suge Knight. By the way, Suge Knight murdered a guy with his truck. He's gonna get out before Diddy ever gets out.
Oh well. Sucks to be you, Diddy. But
it's not a good look, bro. Not a good look.
Not a good look. Not a good look. Anyway, let's talk about some more lighter effects. I feel like that's such a because big story. From sex trafficking to toys of a nicer nature. No, not sex. Although to be fair, they are scraping the barrel on these things, so it wouldn't surprise me if
a rampant rabbit we had sidewalk chalk and we had a stick.
Stick was my favorite one.
Stick was great. Stick was, you can do anything with a stick.
Pretend to be a gun and everything. So if you're not familiar, there is a National Toy Hall of Fame, and each year they release 12 nominees that are then voted upon by the public and some quote-unquote experts. And then eventually they get like 3, I think, getting inducted to the Hall of Fame each year. So let's talk about this year's 12 nominees. And let's try to predict 12 nominees. Let's try to work out which 3. Let's try to predict which 3 are going to make the final cut. So, with no further ado, the first one in alphabetical order is the game Apples to Apples.
I don't know what that is.
No, I'm not familiar with this. I did a little bit. It's a card game of some sorts, but never heard of it. So
not happening. Apples to Apples. Sorry.
Not happening on my watch.
Not on my watch, buddy.
Balloons.
Yeah, balloons is totally getting in there.
But I don't want to be like a nitpicker, picking nits. But is a balloon a toy? Or is it decoration?
When you turn it into a balloon animal.
Sure. Yeah, I guess.
Again, remember the theme of this thing is using your imagination. So like, yeah, He-Man, I want to say made it in one year. But then again, Chalk was the biggest winner that year. So it's all about the imagination, and you can do anything with a balloon. Like
literally. Choose your own adventure books.
Oh hell yeah, that's definitely going in. I wouldn't call them a toy, but since they're there, yes. Fucking spent hours with the choose your own adventure library.
I think I mentioned it. My favorite one was the Loch Ness Monster one, where you saw something. Are you going to take a picture or not? Turn to page 54, blah, 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 and you only had a finite amount of film in your camera. Oh, it was so nerve-wracking. But it was great.
By the way, did you do what I did, where you'd hold the page where it says turn to page 54, and you put your thumb there, and then you turn to 50, like you die a horrible, gruesome death. Like, oh, nope,
doesn't count. Doesn't count. I didn't let go of this page. Doesn't count.
Go to page 36. Oh, and then you get a blowjob. Hey, hey,
that's a much better adventure.
Adventure's definitely going in.
Well, so far out of 3, you're pretty confident about 2 of them. There's still 9 to go, buddy. Number 4 is Hess Toy Trucks.
No
idea. I'm assuming it's toy trucks, and the brand is Hess. I'm guessing.
Yes, die-cast metal.
Yeah, boring.
I don't know the brand name, but no.
Number 5, My Little Pony. Surprised it's not
strong contender. Strong contender.
Coming in hot. I'm surprised Margot Robbie hasn't made a movie about that yet.
Yet.
Yeah, yet. Phase 10.
I don't know what that is. So no.
No idea. No, should I Google it real quick?
Yeah, why not? Just for the kids at home here.
Phase
Now,
Ten.
while you're looking that up, do you recall like once you're in the nominations and you don't win, are you eligible to get nominated again next year? Or it's just one and done. You make it or
Oh
you don't.
no, no, I don't know for sure, but I'm almost certain they can
Honest
go
answer.
again. They can
I'm
go
just
again.
stalling for you.
Phase 10 is another card game.
Mm,
Boring. But then
okay.
another cards, but this one is Pokemon card games.
Strong contender again. That Pokemon made billions over the last 30 years. Billions
With a B.
with a B.
Billions. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. I would be even shocked if it was trillions with a T at this
Hmm.
point.
I mean, well, there is that app now. I mean, now
Oh,
it's
that
been around
Pokemon
for like
Go.
a decade.
Oh,
Dude, the summer of Pokemon Go is pretty wild, man. Like, one, if you saw someone standing in a weird random place looking at their phone, they were playing Pokemon Go. Two, I saw groups of people just the group A and group B all of a sudden just mingled together. Like, we found an octopi or whatever the fucking thing is, and then they would all get it, and then they would all mingle, and then they would become a bigger group and go after the next Pokemon. I saw fathers hanging out with their children.
oh.
Like there was a lot of Pokemon Go was a social network.
Do you remember? I can't remember which episode it is, but it was one of the early episodes of Waffle Box when two police officers got in trouble because they didn't go to a job because they were
Yes,
chasing the Pokemon.
that was hilarious.
Ah, but yeah, that's been
Strong
going around
contender
for a while
again.
because I feel that I was late to the game, and I haven't played that game for over probably like 9 years, and I still see people playing it today.
Oh, far out. I don't see anybody playing it anymore. This again, curiosity caught the cat also here. So I started playing it, and then all of a sudden, like I found myself in like I was in no danger, but if I wasn't a good dude, I would like I'm literally like in a park that isn't well lit, and I'm a giant. And then like a couple of girls are also playing Pokemon Go, and I'm just like, oh no, this is like a bad luck. I'm gonna I'm gonna like take 3 side steps over here so that you don't think I'm gonna rape you in the park. I don't know if we could say that, but we're not monetized anyways, so who cares?
Fuck you, YouTube. Number 8, remote control vehicles.
Strong
Very vague,
contender,
but
but no, not the RC cars. I had a I had a Dukes of Hazzard RC car that was so goddamn generic. The the RC control was no thicker than this, and all I could do was go forward or 90 degrees backwards. And then go forward. And if I wanted to go all the way, I had to go 90 degrees backwards. And then I could go forward again. It's
yeah, they
quite
weren't great
disappointing.
back in the day. Number 9 is another board game or another card game. Sequence.
I don't know what that is. So no.
Nope. And then number 10. This is where see they're scraping the barrel now. Stick horse.
I don't know what that is either.
You don't know what that is? Oh, I'm sure you do. It's when you would take a stick and you would put a horse's head on the end of it, and you would put that stick
Oh,
between your legs and pretend to be riding a horse.
okay. I didn't know it was called Stick Horse. I thought that
What else would it be called? It's a stick with a
uh,
horse's head on it.
all right. I thought it had a different name, but okay, yeah. No, no, but
Not liking
that
it.
thing's like a century old.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, how can Pokemon and Stick Horse be in the same goddamn class? Something's gone wrong here. Something's wrong in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Number 11 is
Hmm.
the trampoline.
Ooh, strong contender again.
Like, how many times have you been pretending to wrestle on a trampoline and then you catch your shin on the end of it? Oh,
I've thankfully never been on that big of a trampoline. I've always been on the single one where all you can just do is just
yeah.
bounce up and down. But yeah, we weren't practicing elbow drops and body slams on it. Like it was literally just like it 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 gave the illusion that you were working out. Like, oh, look at me, I'm bouncing up and down.
My claw. And then finally, which is quite apropos for this week's Waffle Box. Transformers.
Okay. Ooh, geez.
So to summarize, we have Apples to Apples, no idea, Balloons, Choose Your Own Adventure books, Hess Toy Trucks, My Little Pony, Phase 10, Pokemon cards, remote control vehicles, Sequence, Stick Horses, Trampoline, and Transformers.
Okay, so Choose Your Own
Robots
Adventure
and
is
cars.
absolutely going in.
Boom.
There's gonna be a rival battle between the My Little Pony, the Pokemon,
And the Stick Horse.
the Stick Horse, and the Transformers.
Like my Little Pony's gonna be like wandering around, and Stick Horse is gonna be like the old wily veteran. Hey you fucking, you're not even a fucking, you're a cartoon pony. I'm a horse. I could go around. I do it as that voice again.
I might remove my balloon nomination, and
Ooh.
I mean,
Controversial.
My Little Pony, and again, My Little Pony, Transformers, Pokemon. Those three properties alone are very heavily influenced by the culture, or the culture has been influenced by them. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens in January.
So wait, so what's your three guesses? You got choose your own adventure book.
For sure. I'm going to say My Little Pony and Pokemon.
So there you go. The vote is in. Choose your own adventure book, My Little Pony, Pokemon cards. Let's see what happens when voting.
But again, the whole thing with Transformers, though. So again, I'm on the fence on this one. Transformers, yes, it was an action figure, but it was also a puzzle because you had to figure out how to turn Optimus Prime from a truck into a robot, and like you could fuck that up and actually like break his leg off. Like, oh no.
So apparently, if you go to museumofplay.org, you can already vote right now.
Oh.
Voting ends today, I guess, when the episode comes out.
Oh, snap.
So you can only do one vote per day. So let's go with Choose Your Own Adventure book game books there, because that's our vote.
That's 100% going in. Choose Your Own Adventures.
The final inductees will be revealed this November. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
So
how many are whittling down to? We have 12 now. So in November, are we getting 5 or 6? What? And then again in January, I know we get down to 3.
You mentioned like I should research this. To be fair, there's not much information here. The website is terrible.
Honest answer.
Although apparently the Museum of Play, which is like the National Play Hall of Fame or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's in Rochester, New York. Ugh.
Okay.
Who cares about that? I'm not going to see that.
Suck it, Rochester.
Suck it, Rochester. Anyway, finally. But yes, you can go to museumofplay.org. Yeah, just cast your vote. Do it now. Do it quickly.
You have to do it now.
Hold your peace. The final top story is I don't want to give too much away, so I'm just going to read from my notes here.
Okay.
Fruit enthusiasts are flocking to Saskatchewan in Canada in search of purple apples.
Fascinating.
After they were pictured in a viral social media photo. Okay. The original photo post shows several purple apples glistening on a cutting board with one bisected. I believe that means cutting in half. It's a fancy way of saying that.
That's what that means.
To reveal its violet interior. It described the purple apples as originating from the Canadian province of Saskatchewan, where they thrive in the chilly climate and taste like, quote, cinnamon and banana.
Oh, that's an interesting flavor.
Yeah. To the shock of nobody with half a brain cell, these images were created with artificial intelligence. Okay. But the post quickly blew up across social media as entranced viewers wondered if they could procure them. Some even made pilgrimages to produce purveyors in Saskatchewan itself. In fact, Regina. Let's call the whole thing off. Regina's garden center reportedly gets inquiries every time that the AI-generated plant pics go viral. According to Rachel Hofmeister, which is a great name, a horticulturalist at Dutch Growers in Regina, added that she said customers generally feel a little bit silly that they thought it was real. Now,
I mean, I've had purple potatoes.
potatoes do, and they taste fucking good as well. I like
They taste like potatoes.
They have an extra little bit of purple in them.
They do have a little extra bit of purple. That is a fact. Yeah. I was in a Japanese restaurant when I discovered those. I was like, purple potatoes? No way. But totally a thing. They were fine.
But one thing, right? Okay. I guess, yeah, okay, I guess you could learn new things every day. So maybe, I guess, I'll allow people to see a picture of a purple apple and go, yeah, that might be legit. But if someone describes an apple that tastes like bananas, surely that's a red flag. Apples taste like apples. Bananas taste like bananas. That's how the world works. So yeah, if you believed that an apple could grow naturally and taste like cinnamon and bananas, you're a moron, I'm afraid. That's
to play devil's advocate, there's a company out there, I'm not going to say their name, but it rhymes with Ron Manto. They do a lot of genetic engineering, and yeah, they I would not be surprised if they created a purple apple that tastes like cinnamon and banana.
Well, what was that company called?
Ron Manto.
Never.
It rhymes with Ron Manto. I'm not saying the company's name because
why do you
they're
think
very litigious.
Oh, was you going to pull up a hit on you if you spoke badly about them?
We're not going to take that risk.
Oh. We'll talk off air. We'll talk off the air. Sure. But there you go. So unfortunately, fruit fanatics, there's no such thing as a purple apple that tastes like cinnamon banana. So also again, even if you did believe it, and you was like, hey, where can I get these apples? Oh, you have to go to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to Saskatchewan. Fuck. What good is what name your top 3 favorite things that come out of Saskatchewan? Exactly. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, even in jest, I got nothing.
No, nothing. Anyway, so there you go. That's our top stories for this week. Now, let's move on. Let's talk about people who are actually out there doing things with their lives rather than chasing a crazy Apple dream. These people are out there achieving so much of well that the Irish brewery is going, well done, we're here. Potatoes. It's not racist, I'm half Irish. It's that time for this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record comes to us from the United Kingdom. Where an inventive pair from Yorkshire, from Yorkshire, so they talk like that. I'm from Yorkshire. I'm a farmer. I get on my tractor and I go down the street and then I go to the pub and I have some beers and then I go home and tend to my cows and my sheep. That's how they sound, just in case you was wondering. But this inventive pair from Yorkshire built the world's largest working electric toothbrush.
Oh, okay. What was the record before? I mean, technically you only use a toothbrush for like what, 90 seconds, 2-3 minutes?
I don't know what the previous record was, but this new record stands at 6.7 feet.
Wait, what? Oh,
yes.
it's okay. I thought it was like the length of the battery. Okay. 6 feet for a toothbrush?
6.7 feet. And
sure. Well, I mean, that's taller than me, but why?
And is strong enough to cut down trees.
What? Why? Why is that? Why is that? How is that a toothbrush?
Yeah, don't get too close to this fucking with your teeth out and you're like, oh no, I have no fucking
This
teeth.
isn't directed at you, Michael Fish, but why are we talking about your mom's vibrator? Yeah, it's not directed at you. Like, holy shit, what is happening here?
So Ruth Amos, 34, and Sean Brown, 33, from Sheffield, who run a YouTube channel called Kids Invent Stuff, created the unusually large toothbrush after a suggestion from 11-year-old fan George. Fucking George. Why are you listening to an 11-year-old?
Why are you listening to an 11-year-old?
There he is. Based on George's design idea. Based on George's design idea. No offense, George. I bet your design sucked. I bet it was just, you just drew a toothbrush and then wrote next to it, big. Make it big.
It's the biggest toothbrush in the world. You can the Attack on Titans. You could brush their teeth with this.
It's like me just drawing like a shed on a piece of paper and then writing it above it, time machine, and saying, look at me, designed a time machine. Check me out.
Make it happen, Mike Fish.
Maybe
have
that's what I'll do.
Have you seen that meme where the guy went, so the local library was having a contest for kids about making a new library card. So just for shits and giggles, I threw in an entry and I got third place. He's a 35-year-old man and they still let him take a picture with two 10-year-old kids. It was just like, anyways.
Fantastic.
You should do that, is what I'm saying.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll just like draw a time machine and then I'll do it as like, and I'll write with my left hand because I'm right-handed to make it look really bad. And I'll just be like, Mike, aged 9.
Yes.
And then see if they come up with
say 39. Forgot.
Oops. See if they can fucking work off that then. But yeah, based on George's quote design, the toothbrush, which is 10 times bigger than a conventional one.
Sounds right.
I guess, yeah. Okay. Trying to think how big my toothbrush is. But yeah,
probably
10
about
times...
6 inches.
This it's meant to be used as a handy garden tool. Created from sheets of metal and a grinder that powers the head. It can be used for scrubbing the patio, trimming the grass, and even for cutting trees. To be fair, that would be because I talk about this all the time. I'm a big fan of the power washer. I love power washing shit off the concrete in the pond, the backyard.
Okay. You actually own one of these devices?
No, my next door neighbor does, which basically means I do. That's.
I'm so glad I don't live in the suburbs.
But yeah, could you imagine just carrying around this fucking 6.5 foot toothbrush to do that shit?
Of course not. It cuts down a tree? Yeah, no, of course I can't imagine doing this.
It'd be pretty sweaty work. And I mean, it'd be a conversation starter, to be fair.
Yes.
If your neighbor looks 100%. Over the fence and sees you carrying a 6.5 foot toothbrush, just scrubbing the lawn, cutting the grass with it.
I'd be like, hey, Aquafresh, where are you going?
Giggity. So there you go, I guess. Congratulations to Ruth and Sean from Sheffield, and I guess George. Fucking George.
Why can't you guys just develop a drinking habit like everyone else in Sheffield? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, get your life together. But there you go. They are now the Guinness World Record holders for world's largest electric toothbrush. Well done, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. Like, I want you to send them a design in crayon and this. Yes, spell Mike with a Y.
And like do the E backwards.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what happens. I'm throwing that challenge out there to you, Mike Fish with a Y.
We have crayons at work for when kiddies come in. I'll just steal some crayons and boom. That's step 1 of the plan. We're away.
Okay.
We're away.
Well, like the Burger King crown, or like what are you saying?
What? The crayons.
Oh, crayons.
Crayons.
You and your damn foreign accent.
Why would a crown help in this situation?
That's what I was saying. Why would it?
Let's see how good Ruth and Sean are when we submit our time machine plans. You never know. We could change the world forever. Anyway,
see this.
still to come. On episode 168 of the Waffle Box podcast. The episode we're going to be talking about the September 25th birthday Blackjack. We've also got Transformers 1 review and much more. Don't forget, if you are watching the YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help the algorithm expose more morons to this shitty content. And we would sure appreciate it. If you are listening to an audio podcast,
don't tell them we called them morons.
Yeah, don't. But you're all right, but they're
yeah, you're cool. Don't tell them that.
Anyway. But yes, we shall be right back after a word from this week's sponsor.
Hey kiddos, do you find that your dress shirts are always looking like they've been scrunched up in a ball for weeks? Are you constantly being told, "We don't welcome your kind," whenever you try and enter a fancy establishment? Are strangers constantly putting loose change in your coffee cup? Well then, you need to get yourself an iron. Irons have been helping make people look less homeless since 1880 and are a proud sponsor of the Waffle Box podcast.
Place your bets. It's now time for birthday Blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Yes, welcome one and all to the September 25th edition of Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. If this is the first time you're joining us, here's how the game works. So I'm going to list 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthday today on September 25th, 2024. And you, as well as Kush, has to guess how old they are now. Man, your score is rated by your margin of error. Example, if they're 53 and you guess 55, you're 2 out, so you scored 2 for that celebrity. And it's called Birthday Blackjack because the name of the game is try to stay at 21 or below with your cumulative score across those 5 celebrities. As a bonus, if you do manage to guess that celebrities get age perfectly, then you get to take 5 points off of your score. Simple. Christopher Hayes, are you ready to play Birthday Blackjack?
I was born ready, coach. Let's roll.
Number 1.
This week's first birthday, Luke Skywalker himself, Mr. Mark Hamill. How old is Mark the Hammer Hamill these days? Or today?
No, you're the first person to call him the Hammer. Yeah, Mark Hamill. He's not a young Jedi anymore. He's quite up there. I'm gonna say 68.
Coming in with the opening guess of 68. Mr. Hamill is actually 73 today.
Okay.
Kicks you off.
Not my worst start. I think last week was like my worst start. Or was that 2 weeks ago?
Well, 2 weeks ago was, I think 2 weeks ago was your perfect start.
Oh, yeah, I had -5 that day. But not today.
Not today. Celebrity number 2.
Number 2.
Actress that everyone wanted to smash in the 90s, maybe even the 80s. Miss Heather Locklear.
People still want to smash her.
I don't know. I saw an up-to-date picture. Maybe her smashing days are over. But
her smashing days. Well, I mean, she ain't a supermodel anymore. Not that she ever was, but I mean, she's. I bet she is still more beautiful than most 71-year-olds.
Is that a way of making your guess?
71.
71 is your guess.
Yeah.
Miss Heather Locklear is 63 years
Fucking
old.
Good for her. I'll still
Well,
smash
not-
her at
no,
71 though.
She's saying she looks 71, so no, not good. But
Oh, really? I mean, people get old. Yeah,
that's true.
I'll still
That's
beat
deep.
the brakes off of her.
That's deep shit. That's deep shit. So after 2, you are standing at a score of 13. Roll, Reggie.
Okay, I mean, we've been here before. This isn't.
Number 3.
Actor and rap artist as Childish Gambino. This guy's not too old for this shit. It's Donald Glover.
Oh, I want to say he's like 45. He's still young, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's still like 38. But I'm saying 45.
You know, official guess, 45. Mr. Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, is 41 today.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that gives you up to a score of 17. Not much wiggle room, but it's still wiggle room nevertheless.
There's a little.
Wiggle room.
This is number 4 though.
Number 4.
Number 4, his wife and Puckernator was celebrated her birthday last week. So now it's time for rapper, actor, cuck, and slapper of men, Mr. Will Smith.
Oh, 56.
You're going for
He might even
50.
be older, but I'm saying 56.
Will Smith is 56.
Perfect.
What?
Wow. Boom. That's what. Oh my god! I must fall on my stool. That's what we needed.
So yes, Will Smith is indeed 56 years old, which now drops your score to 12. Now, I would start to get excited, but I have seen you snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory many a time.
Much like the 49ers this past weekend. Yes. You're not incorrect. In fact, you are correct. This is make or break. I could fucking go off the rails here. Like, how old is Daniel Radcliffe? 73. Oh my god. How would you do that?
Number 5.
Another rap artist, very rap heavy birthday list this week. Mr. Clifford Harris, aka T.I.
Oh, yeah.
How old is T.I. today? Happy birthday, T.I.
41.
You're going with
he's relatively young, but the amount of felonies he's caught should make him like 78. But no, I think I just said he's 41. So
you going to guess 41?
41.
Mr. T.I. is actually 44, which gives you a final score of 15. So in the first time for what feels like months.
Months? At least a month.
Months.
Months?
Mr. Hayes.
Fucking hell.
You are a winner.
You win. Like, I knew we were out of playoff contention, but that's the little victories that feel so good.
Yeah. It's that now takes your record up to 11-20.
Hey, we're definitely out of playoff contention.
So you still got a little way to go to make it to 500, which I don't know. When are we going to end like the series? Is that I guess the end of the year?
Does it have to end? I don't know. I mean,
well, should we start at 0-0 again in January? I don't know.
Yes, I think we should.
So let's work that one out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more episodes of Waffle Box before the end of this year.
Okay, and let's just say I win all 13 episodes.
That would take you up to 24 and 20. It's doable.
That's a lot of pressure, and still I don't know if that will still put me in the playoffs.
But fun fact, because Wednesday, Christmas Day lands on a Wednesday this year.
Ooh.
So we're gonna be doing a December 25th birthday blackjack.
Okay.
So
since you gave me that hint, I might study my Christmas birthdays.
Jeezy Creasy. 2024 years old this year. Give you a little heads up. Happy birthday, Jesus. Anyway. So yes, happy birthday to Mark Hamill, Heather Locklear, Donald Glover, Will Smith, and T.I., and anyone else celebrating their birthday on September 25th. However, if you wasn't on our list, then you're just not famous enough, so we don't give a fuck.
Just for shits and giggles, before we move on to the next section, let's take the Will Smith number out. If T.I. was our number 4 contestant, what number would I have had there? Because I was like up to 17 at that point.
Well, I mean, it depends.
The first 3 happened.
Yeah. And then T.I.'s guess was 3 out, so that would take you up to 20.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing.
So
fucking yeah.
Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll.
It's a great day. It's a great day. I never won this game except for the 12 now that I've won.
Did the 10 other times that you did. Anyway, if you are playing along at home and you are watching on YouTube, let us know what your score was in the comment section below. If you're listening to the audio version, and hit us up on Twitter at WaffleBox and let us know what your score was on this week's Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. But now let's move on to a segment where Kush reviews a movie we have called Kush's Movie a Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
It's a powerful song.
It is.
Can't help that.
You can't jazzed up.
You made it. So
gets the people going.
That gets me going. I'm ready to review a movie.
This week's movie review is Transformers 1. I guess it's a prequel, I'm guessing. Is it a prequel? Is that what they called Transformers 1? Like, is it supposed to be like, or is it like Transformers 1 as in they're all coming together as one mega bot?
Well, not a megabot, but yes, all are one and one are all.
So they're like the 3 Musketeers of Robot World.
Not necessarily, however, it is the only like callback to that 1987 Transformers animated movie. Okay, which I'm sure you've seen it. It's fantastic. It's got flaws. You pull that string, that sweater will come apart.
But does this one have a fantastic soundtrack like the 1980s?
It does not. It does not. So we're gonna
you got the touch.
Yeah. That original 1987 animated movie, fantastic fucking soundtrack. This one, it's a lot. I'm sure there's some synth in there, but yeah, it's just no. It is not a soundtrack of the time. Damn. No one will be fucking going like, remember the fucking soundtrack from Transformers 1?
Oh, that Ice Spice shit? Oh my god, that's Ice Spice song slap.
If Ice Spice was there, I bet it would have been pretty dope. There's a rap song in there where it just like names all the robots, but no one's remembering that shit in 10 years. No one's putting that on their Spotify list. Anyways, we are talking about Transformers 1. No colon. No, this isn't a prequel. Again, the 1 is a reference to and all are one. That's, I think, like the only callback in this movie besides More Than Meets the Eye and Autobots transform and roll out like that. unlike most reboots and sequels and updates and a this and a that and another adjective I'm missing, like this is actually as original a story as a Transformers movie can get, dude. Um, Still produced by Michael Bay, executive produced by Steven Spielberg, which I guess they have to do all the movies now. Um, there's another producer, whatever. He's been a part of all the live action Transformer movies. I thought he might have had something to do with the original animated one. He did not. Transformers One. It is PG.
Ooh.
Straight, just PG. There's some moments of violence. Again, a robot does get ripped apart at the half. But there's no blood. It's just robots, man.
Not even some oil.
There is an oil spark, but nothing like Michael Bay tried to like in his live action quote unquote movies. Motor oil would fucking like just be blood spurt. And you're just like, oh my god, this is for a bunch of CGI robots. This is wildly violent. Holy shit, we don't have any of that. This is definitely a kids movie. 104 minutes or 1 hour and 44 minutes for you. This is directed by a dude named Josh Cooley. He did Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4, not bad. I don't know why we needed a Toy Story 4, but since he directed it, he did a good job. This is written by three dudes, or at least three people. We'll get to that in a second here. Eric Pearson, he's responsible for Thor Ragnarok, as well as Marvel's Black Widow. And then Andrew Barrer and Gabrielle Ferrari. I don't know if Gabrielle is a man or a woman. However, both of them had a hand in Ant-Man and the Wasp. This stars the voices of, because it's computer animated, Chris Hemsworth, who plays Orion Pax.
Oh.
Yeah, he's Thor. That's fair. Brian Tyree Henry, he plays D16. We also get Scarlett Johansson. She plays Alita. Keegan Michael Key plays B. And then John Hamm plays Sentinel Prime. We also get Lawrence Fishburne as well as Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi plays Starscream, by the way, which at first I was like, who is that voice? And then the dialogue just kept going and kept going. I was like, oh, that's Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi plays a fantastic Starscream.
Hello, fellow young Transformers.
Yeah. I understood that reference. Anyways, for what it is, it does feel like three separate Transformer cartoons. And the first two acts, it's a fantasy sci-fi adventure journey. All right. The Orion Pax and D16, who will eventually become, spoiler alert, it's in all the trailers, but spoiler alert, they will become Optimus Prime and Megatron. They are the best of friends. They're at least as best as friends as robots can be. They are minors. They are basically slaves. But Orion Pax, he's always like, dude, we could be doing so much more shit. Like, he's breaking into the library. He's trying to find the matrix of power where, guess what? All the other people haven't found it yet.
Dumbasses.
There's a lot of dumbassery in this, but also this is a whole thing where like, don't trust the government and question everything. And again, this is one of the most, as far as a story with the Transformers goes, comparing it to the last 6 Bayformers, and that's including the Bumblebee solo movie, which Michael Bay just produced. He didn't direct it. Comparing it to those and the original animated movie from 1987, this is really an original film. It doesn't lean into any Easter eggs. Again, there is a transform and roll out. There's but like at no point does like a violin crescendo of you, Stan Bush's "You've Got the Touch" coming. It's a huge thing today. We've had 2 Ghostbusters sequels in the last 5 years, and it's just all Easter eggs. Like, who are you gonna call? Well, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This thing is devoid of all that. And at no point it goes like, do you remember this part in the Transformers movie from 1987 where they said this? We get none of that. They try to make this as original as a movie can be. Those first 2 acts, they're only okay. Once we get to the 3rd act, and I don't want to make any spoilers, it then does become a Transformers episode. But most of my reviews are like, 3rd act kind of sucks. 3rd act was actually the best part of this movie. We just got out of it like 6 hours ago. Okay, we didn't get to see it on Thursday. We were just too busy with work. I enjoyed this. I was on the edge of my seat, not because my back was killing me, because I wanted to see where this was going. I really don't like the animation in this movie. The animation for this film could have been CGI animation for any other cartoon on the Cartoon Network or Paramount Plus or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I really enjoyed the story. I liked seeing where these guys are going. It's a complete rewrite. It's a reboot. By the way, the Transformers has been rebooted so many goddamn times. I don't need to go like, this didn't happen and blah, blah, blah. Get over that shit, nerds. They actually try to establish a whole new story. The robots that will be Optimus Prime and Megatron are the bestest of friends. Megatron's he would like to the guy who plays Megatron, D16, Brian Tyree Henry, he would like to be by the book and go by protocol and do all this other stuff, and just like, hey man, why can't we just live? Why do you have to take us on all these goddamn adventures around Praxis or whatever Optimus Prime's name was before this? And he's just like, hey man, aren't you tired of being a miner? Wouldn't you rather like do some ill shit and get everybody's attention? It's I appreciated the themes in this. John Hamm is the villain. He plays Sentinel Prime. We find out that Sentinel Prime was behind some ill shit. Sorry, spoiler alerts. I don't think this is a secret anymore. Also, this movie did not do this well the previous weekend. So if you were thinking about like, I would like to see this in the theater. One, I don't think you need to see this in the theater. But if you do, you need to do it now because this shit ain't gonna be around after next week. It for some reason, Beetlejuice came in #1 again for a 3rd week in a row.
Why wouldn't it be?
Because it's a stupid fucking movie that I refuse to see.
Damn mouth. You keep Beetlejuice's name out of your mouth.
It was already called Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is a fine movie. I don't need to see Beetlejuice 2. Anyways,
I hate it.
Yes, and anyways, I had a great time with this. 104 minutes. It does feel a little long for 104 minutes, but again, those first 2 acts, it's building characters, it's establishing what the world is, blah 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 blah. I had the best time when we got to the 3rd act, and I was like, oh, now we're watching a Transformers cartoon. This is great. Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime. Megatron is Megatron. Action is happening, and despite the fact that Michael Bay is still producing it, I can see what is happening, and I understand what is happening. So good. So good. So part of me feels like I should give it a lower score, but I'm not going to. It's a 4 out of 5. I had a good time during this. I've recommended it to all my Transformer friends.
You have friends that are Transformers?
I have friends that are Transformers.
That's so cool.
I've also recommended it to little brother Hayes, say like, hey man, if little nephew Hayes, by the way, that's really weird that he would name his son that, but whatever. Like, he's the father, but he's calling his son little nephew Hayes. Anyways, it's like it's age appropriate. Despite what I've just said, like again, a robot gets ripped in half. Robots do get stabbed in the face. They're robots. It's CGI. It's not very grotesque. It's not violent, despite what it is. Um, I enjoyed it. 4 to 5. Yeah, go check it out. If you want to see it in theaters, do it now. Otherwise, it'll probably be on Paramount Plus in like 3 weeks.
Oh, so there you go. Transformers 1, 4 out of 5. Check it out.
Pleasant surprise. Pleasant surprise.
Because you got the touch.
Great goddamn song.
You got the power. I believe that was the
Yeah.
Anyway, it's now time to wrap this week's show up in a nice little ball and make everyone feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It's now time for this week's feel-good story of the week.
It's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Watch that one.
This week's show's flown by. This week's feel-good story comes to us from Colombia.
Okay.
And I'm talking about the country Colombia, not the
district.
The district in South Carolina.
It's Virginia, but
Columbia?
still, it's
Whatever.
a weird thing. It's a weird thing. It's
No one
this
cares.
little thing. Don't worry about it.
Colombia, the country. In a heartwarming display of devotion, a loyal dog in Colombia made headlines after chasing an ambulance to be with his ailing owner. The incident occurred as the dog's owner fell ill and required urgent medical attention. As paramedics transported the man from Villa de Leyva to Tunja, the dog refused to be left behind. Determined to stay with his beloved human, the dog managed to escape from the house and began running after the speeding ambulance. It wasn't long before the EMS team noticed the persistent pup tailing the vehicle, and moved by the dog's loyalty, they decided to stop the ambulance and let him inside. The dog accompanied his owner for the remainder of the journey and never left his side during the medical emergency.
That sounds wildly inappropriate for a surgery, but okay. I'm honestly like I'm genuinely surprised and moved by the story. It's just like, and then the dog visits his grave every day. Like wow.
Dogs are the best, man. Dogs are the best.
You know what? I also want my neighbor's cat to not be freaking out when one of them died. They're just like, yeah, I'm catching a bird. Gotta catch a mouse.
Your cats are awesome. So we can all agree on that.
Cats are awesome. Bro cat. Team cat.
Team dog. But yeah, it's adorable. They're dogs are.
Still a sweet story.
It's a great story, and there's nothing. So like when you get home, is your cat like sitting there wagging its tail, looking so super excited to see daddy again?
I don't have a cat, but every day I come outside, one of the neighbors' 3 cats is like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Kush? How you doing?" And then they run past my leg, and then they run past my leg again, and I'm like, "All right, it's time for treats." I'm like, "Yay, treats!" And then they protect the house. They literally just stand out there like gargoyles, just like, "Don't you dare shit on this man's lawn. He gives us treats."
That's pretty good.
And they've not been declawed, so they'll fuck you up.
Being declawed. Oh, it's coming up soon in a couple of weeks. My new puppy, Oliver, is getting his balls chopped off. Oh, so October 7th, Yeah. Pour
That's
one
an
out.
important step for you to do for your dog, but also like just as a man.
Yeah, and
Regardless of what species we are.
Would want it that way.
Bob Barker would want it that way, but it's just as a man. Again, regardless, dog, snake, hamster, like it's just like
we all have to be neutered eventually.
I guess. I hope not. I hope not. I understand what you have to do with the dog. I'm telling you, you still have to do with the dog, but it's like, no, that poor dog.
Do you know what? Spoiler alert. Getting dogs' bollocks cut out. Not cheap. Not fucking cheap.
How much does that cost? Since you brought it up.
So all in all, because you have to, they have to be put under, obviously, because they're having surgery, and then all the other bits and pieces, and then the medical waste that you have to pay for, and then but to make sure that the dog is going to be safe when it gets put under anesthesia, we have to do blood work 2 weeks prior to the surgery. Oh, you have to pay for that separately and things like that. So all in all, probably looking around about $900 to $1,000.
And that's before insurance or after insurance?
I don't think insurance because I think we actually have dog insurance, but I don't think insurance covers because it's not a medical emergency technically, because it's my choice to do it. I don't have to do it.
Fuck
the dog can live with its bollocks, so I'm choosing to have its bollocks reviewed. So insurance, like, go fuck yourself.
Fuck you, insurance. That should be part of the plan. You have to get the dog neutered or fixed or whatever the term is. That's oh my fuck.
To control the pet population.
We can control the pet population, but you got to be part of the solution. Insurance. Jesus Christ. I'm offended for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So,
there you go. I was
Fish,
ruined.
do you know any fucking cocaine heads?
I suspect a few, but I haven't confirmed. Why?
I want to convince one of them to snort a line of the Oakland Coliseum.
Oh, very nice. For those listening to the audio version, Kush has just produced a vial of dirt, I guess.
It's dirt. It's dirt from the first baseline.
Fantastic.
From the Oakland Coliseum. The former home of the A's after tomorrow.
I was wondering where he was going with that. I thought there was going to be like a smooth segue from me talking about how expensive it is to chop my dog's bollocks off. And
no, I was just getting into the final thoughts.
Yeah, you know what? Who wants to snort some dirt?
I bet you know someone who would be like,
I'm sure.
I'll snort some.
Well, it depends how much money you're offering to do it.
No, I'm not offering any money.
Oh,
I'm offering you the chance
pretty
to
sure
the Oakland Coliseum.
Fuck about the Oakland Coliseum.
Someone in New Jersey who loves cocaine and or speed is like, I'm gonna do that line.
I mean, maybe after they've already done cocaine.
I mean, they should be paying me. Like, I don't have any opportunity to get any more dirt from the Coliseum after this.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a cokehead and you're excited about snorting a line of dirt from the Oakland Coliseum, leave us a voice note at 347-559-5227. That's 347-559-5227. And we'll get you connected with Hayes and his vial of dirt.
You only get one line for free. Everything after that is going to be very expensive.
What a deal. What a deal. Anyway, on that note, I believe we were going to wrap up this week's episode of Waffle Box. Another episode in Kane. As always, as we say, don't forget to like and subscribe the video if you are watching on YouTube. If you are listening to audio podcasts, leave us a review and or spread the word by linking to us on social media at Waffle Box. Or you can go to enjoywafflebox.com to find all the links of how you can support the show, including our merch store, where it's kind of a win-win situation. You get to support the show, but also you get some sweet merchandise, and everyone loves some merchandise. Marvelous.
Indeed.
If you are going told, if you're like going this week and you're like, Jesus, I need audio content. There are another 167 episodes of the Waffle Box you can go to if you haven't already listened to them all in the archives. And also go to bosnet.family and you can listen to a fuck ton of podcasts that Kush done in the past. There's lots of fun to be had for your ears and your eyes. Any final thoughts that you want to throw out there, Kush?
Since it's Wednesday, as we are releasing this, Thursday, tomorrow is the last Oakland A's home game. If you're able to find it on TV, watch it. I will. I'm not an Oakland A's fan, but I'm a little sentimental about this, so do that. Tomorrow's the day, Thursday. The 23rd?
26th.
The 26th. How far behind it? The 26th. Final Oakland A's home game. It's on TV. Find it somewhere. You'll do it. For better or worse.
Why not? Anyway. So, on that note, it's a good night from me. It's a good night from Kush. Layton. Anything you want to throw out there?
I'm just hoping that one day I can find someone that loves me unconditionally like that Colombian dog does to his owner. I mean, sure, I have my cat, but let's be real, cats are assholes.
Yes, they are.
If I was ever rushed to the hospital, she'd have all the locks changed to the house within the hour. Anywho, nighty-night, everyone. See you all next week.
Cats are wonderful.
On that note, make sure to take care of yourselves. And each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny!